What's up, ladies and fucking gentlemen? Welcome to Behind the Blowhole. My name is Sash. We have one hell of a crew here. I am equally excited and fucking terrified, to be honest with you. Aside of Steve, our in-house degenerate, Ashley, Tom from Dudes Gourmet is back with our friends, Blake Troop, Bulletproof Troop.
Known for dropping warheads on people's foreheads.
I love that.
And Super Beast.
Soy la super bestia, amigo.
It's fucking wild, man.
It's so cool.
I'm petrified. I'm honestly, so this is pretty cool, man. I'm doing my research a little bit. You guys are from Vegas in California.
Correct.
And you guys have been professional wrestlers and MMA fighters for over a decade. So, I mean...
Real life professional ass kickers, my man. That's what we do.
Correct.
Guys are fucking huge, man.
I love it.
How the fuck... Why are you out here in New York? Whose ass are you kicking?
So I came out to do commentary for Flex Fight Series last night. I also work as a combat sports analyst. And so came out here to do that. And then I also got my man Super Beast on the card with my other friend, the Savage Gentleman, to put on a match that I can't go into too much detail about at the moment, but something that I'm trying to pitch to some big sports networks, a cutting-edge new form of combat sports entertainment. So Beast came up with me for fight commentary, and the dude's been my dude for a long time, so came up and hung out with him, and he brought us over here to Behind the Blowhole, which is an awesome name for a podcast.
Well, thank you very much. Jesus Christ. I honestly, I was really hoping. I ordered some glass for you guys to smash on fucking Steve's face. And it didn't show up. I even ordered in 2 separate places. Is there anything we could do? Can we throw him through a wall or something?
I mean, you tell me. I'm all about it. Like I said, professional ass kicker. Cash the check, snatch the neck, baby. Woo!
Damn right.
The little Jewish boy needs a beating. I think he needs a rough.
I've been getting the shit kicked out of me every fucking day.
That's emotional.
For the last 6 months, compliments of fucking goddamn America. Fucking bullshit.
So you said you had some glass to break over his head, and I know you're talking about film bottles, but any glass will break over his head if you swing it hard enough.
That is correct.
Don't encourage him.
That is correct.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I smashed a bottle over somebody's head, but I did it the wrong way, and I fucking had to get stitches.
That sounds like the right way.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait, you had to get stitches or he had to get stitches?
I had to get stitches.
Okay, that's the wrong way.
I'm a fucking idiot, man.
It was Hebrew school. He knocked his yarmulke off, and he picked up a Manischewitz bottle, and he went after the kid.
Gloves are off.
Very
Gloves
lame.
are off.
Super Beast, you got to get a little closer over there.
The gloves are off out here, man. Jesus.
He's fucking scary, man. I like that mask. So, Lucha Libre, right?
Yes, sir. I'm an American luchador.
Tell us the concept of wearing the mask.
The Mexican terminology, or why do I wear a mask?
Well, I guess like the history behind it, why you do it.
Well, I do it for me. It's essentially I'm still myself. Like, people know what I look like. I have a Hispanic heritage, and in Mexico, lucha libre is God. It's like the top sport. It's above MMA. It's above bar. It's above everything. It's above sports, if you will. If
They
anything,
are diehard fans.
If anything, lucha libre almost classifies as a religion, and it's a cultural thing there. And growing up, like originally you had the old El Santo movies, like Santo versus the Wolfman. These are like back in the 40s and 50s, and he was like basically portrayed as like a man of the people. He was just a masked luchador. You know, he wasn't rich, wasn't nothing like that, but he would go and fight for the people and basically being essentially the people's champion, if you will. You know, it was like an old school Pulp Fiction style superhero, that kind of stuck with me as a kid. And as I grew up, there were other characters that influenced me hardcore, which would be like Bane from DC Comics.
Oh, yeah.
Which would be, which I did model myself. Could go into detail, which we could go into detail, but I don't know how far we want to go into that. But on another note, one of my life accomplishments was unlocked when a DC Comics has me registered on their website as the official real-life Bane. Now,
I was going to say, you kind of look like him.
Yeah, it was like one of those things that like was one of those moments like, all right, like I worked so hard, I became one of my icons that isn't even real. But I've been doing this about 12 years total. I've worked all through Mexico, parts of South America, Japan, the Philippines,
It has to
Puerto
be
Rico.
It has to
Hawaii.
be exhausting, right? I mean, how many days a year are you guys out on the road?
Nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gone 10 to 20 days out every month.
Wow.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, the wrestling and all that is a blast. It's them sleeping in different beds with a different blanket, and a different
Different
pillow.
time zone.
Time zones. You don't
Different
eat the
time
same.
zones.
Oh yeah.
We're just-
Are you guys married? Do you have families?
No, I was married for a short period of time, but I realized that wasn't for me.
Well, I was gonna say so listen, I want to ask the important
Here it
shit.
comes.
You probably fucking get laid a lot, don't you? Right? Like in every single
Probably
town.
right.
It's fucking awesome.
No, I have a girlfriend,
Do you?
and I'm good. I behave.
You're a good guy, huh?
Yeah, not me. I'm a degenerate. I've been out all night. I'm still wearing the clothes I had on last night at the show.
It's
He
fucking
ain't lying
fantastic.
either, and he ain't fucking lying.
I love it.
You'll do well here.
Fantastic.
Fucking
And
you
that's a
should.
total shoot. That's real talk.
But no, I'm bringing
Get back out with me.
I was gonna say.
When I am single, I'm still not getting laid because I'm an old man, and after the show's over, I just want to shower and go to bed. Like, fuck off, get away from me, I'm tired.
I hear you.
No bar, no after party. I don't want. Hey, the girls, fuck them.
Going to bed.
So that's what he said. There was a big after party after the show I worked last night. He's like, I'm not going to any after party. I don't drink. I'm not trying to do any of that. Like, all right, I'm going to stay out. I'll be back at this time. He hits me up at 8 a.m. like, hey, where you at? Yeah. What time do I got to be there?
He made it.
I made it, though.
It has to be an exhausting lifestyle, though, right? I mean, probably
travel.
comparable to like a rock star.
But every
Yeah.
lifestyle, in my opinion, is exhausting. 9 to 5, everything's exhausting. What's the fulfillment that you get out of it? And we're doing what we love, so like everything's tough, and like there's a lot of work that is not glamorous. But at the same time, when you're doing
job.
something you love and there's passion for it,
I-
it makes it that much more. I don't want to say easier to do, but more fulfilling when you do that work.
So that's an interesting point because I'm trying to. I mean, this is a hospitality podcast, right? So I'm like, what is the correlation between professional wrestlers and fighters in business, really? But the truth of the matter is, there is, and let me tell you why. When I was a kid, I fucking love wrestling.
So do I.
I don't know what guy doesn't love. My wife looks at me like I go,
Female.
fucking bitch. You watch Desperate Housewives all fucking day. This is my Desperate Housewives. This shit is awesome. I love it, right?
And people always want to discount, like, it's not real, right? Like, motherfucker, Iron Man ain't real, but I love Avengers movies. Like,
It's awesome.
100%.
But the thing that I find the correlation between business and I remember like when I watched like the autobiographies or like, things like that. I mean, the drive, the passion, that is a very unique characteristic for somebody to be in your industry. I find it similar to professional business people. I mean, you have to have something special inside you to fucking go ahead and get up and get the shit kicked out of you every single day to rise to the occasion to be a fucking winner.
I mean, that's a very
pretty
nice
cool.
way to put it. Where it's something special. You got to be a crazy motherfucker to want to do some of the stuff that we do.
But that's
and
awesome.
Still train once to twice a day on the road, nonstop. Like there's no missing the training session, the gym, or if there's a ring, a mat. We'll find it. We have to because it's not like you just travel then you go wrestle once a week.
So how do you do
Yeah.
that on the road? Because obviously
Sometimes
you train
hotels,
hard. Where do
sometimes
you
you
park?
can find things nearby. Like, it can get a little tricky, but gone 10 to 20 days out of a month. If you're
How
not
does a
training,
hotel satisfy you? I mean, hotels have a fucking treadmill and elliptical.
You
and
learn how to
We
work with what you got.
If that's all there is, that's all there is. But normally, like most of us have like a Planet Fitness membership. As funny as
And
it
they're-
sounds,
yeah.
but they're freaking everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, they are
You know,
everywhere.
And
That's a
also,
great
like,
idea.
me and Blake especially, like we're good at networking. We work out. We're cross-referenced to multiple sports, so we know other athletes, other gym owners. So odds are wherever we go, there's
You
a place
might
for
know
us to
someone,
train.
right?
Not to mention most gyms in general, like guys like especially like family-owned gyms, like not corporate gyms. They see like a big superhumans walking. That's what they want.
Right.
They want you working out in their gym. They want people to walk by and look in and be like, look at these titans. These guys are, that they don't work at Walmart. That guy is not a truck driver. These guys, they do something.
Yeah.
They're clearly not the normal human. They do.
Yeah, you have
something.
professional
And
athletes working
every
out.
gym owner wants that facade to happen at their gym because that's going to make it's all business. It all ties back to business. Making a buck, selling a ticket. pushing merch, plugging my boy plugging me. If I can't make my money, well, at least I'm doing what I can so he can make his, or vice versa. Right. Or if he has something going on, a project, and we do charge it. We don't do anything for free. But there are favors in this, like to your boy, like your brother. There's really a big brotherhood. I mean, not all of it. 98% of the wrestlers I can't stand. But out of that small percentage, I got a tight fist of fucking boys, man. And we can fucking go anywhere in the world and do anything we want. Because we're really supportive of each other. We back each other. I mean, whether we're in the ring or they're sick, they're short on cash, or we got to fight. Me and him got to fight our way through like 8 dudes in a fucking alley. I'm not running. If one of us is getting beat up, we're both getting beat up.
Have you guys ever gotten into real fucking fights out there with?
Plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Who the fuck would go down a dark alley?
I would never.
Because I'm telling you, these guns don't come with a
You guys
safety.
are fucking
and neither do
gigantic.
those.
What are you, 6'4"?
I'd be
6'4",
afraid to pull a
240, my
gun
man.
on these guys.
Professional ass kicker.
Jesus
When hand
Christ.
grenades start flying, bodies start dropping.
You're a fucking solid motherfucker, man. You're fucking scary. The mask is scary.
6'1", 240.
How do you breathe in that thing? I mean, can you see okay in that?
Yeah, I can see good.
Yeah?
I'm blind already. Mask doesn't really. I already can't see.
He's a super villain. He doesn't need
The
oxygen.
breathing part, I do a ridiculous amount. Like everyone sees, oh, you're like a bodybuilder. I'm like, I don't know anything about bodybuilding.
Are you a heel?
I'm a monster.
Are you?
Yeah, there's a heel's face, and there's that other cat, a masked monster, special attraction, crazy freak.
You can almost be, we call him a tweener, like a between. Where
tweener.
some people love you, and some people who am I going up against?
I gotta answer this question. Do you wear the mask when you're banging? You gotta.
No.
No?
I'm boring.
No, but I wear the belt.
That's fucking. Do you? So what got you started? Was it because you guys are probably your mid-30s,
Correct.
right? Is there specific a WWE star or wrestlers when you were younger that inspired you?
So I'm 36, and I grew up when WWF during the Attitude Era, WCW Monday Night Wars, and so I watched both a lot. I would say some of the biggest influences for me were The Rock, Stone Cold, Generation X.
I watched WWF.
In my opinion,
That was my
one
shit.
of the best eras of
100%.
professional wrestling.
Fucking
I
phenomenal.
liked Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid. I used to love when he would go.
Yeah.
I was a huge Bret Hart guy. I got heat for that.
Yeah, I'm not a Bret Hart guy. I like the.
Rest in peace, Owen Hart. Yeah,
Oh, I love Bret Hart.
But so I grew up a major professional wrestling fan, and then in the late '90s when kayfabe broke and it became public knowledge that it was not legitimate competition, it broke a young Blake Troop's heart. And around this time is when UFC was starting to gain some steam.
Right.
And stole a young Blake Troop's heart, got into fighting, and have since created a professional wrestling personality in combat sports where I've kind of come full circle. Now I'm back into professional wrestling. And so my first love pro wrestling, second love fighting, and now I get to kind of do them both. And it's an awesome threesome for me.
You're having a fucking ball, huh? Who were some of the guys that you guys worked with or met throughout any big names that people know from WWE or things like that?
I mean, I would say bigger names in terms of entertainment in general. Like Super Beast, and I know Billy Corgan personally on a first name basis. You want to talk about WWE star? Yeah. But you want to talk about real full-on entertainment star? Billy Corgan, big name.
That is fucking cool. He's fucking.
Ronnie Coleman's one of my good friends.
That's very cool,
8-time
man.
Mr. Olympia.
So Billy Corgan he owns the NWA.
Correct. Billy Corgan owns the National Wrestling Alliance.
And
Lead
now-
singer of Smashing Pumpkins, Billy Corgan did.
Now, are you both affiliated with that organization? I noticed. Okay, so I noticed that a lot of wrestlers they will jump around from different promotions, right? They don't just belong to one sometimes.
So typically reason being is because that promotion's not investing heavily in them, either financially enough or storyline enough. I pretty much only work for the NWA, a few other small shows, but I try and protect my brand, and that way I'm protecting what it looks like in the NWA too. Because if you're, let's say, a champion or high-level guy somewhere, and you go to another show to go get jobbed out to their champ or whatever, it reduces your value in other areas. Even though it's not real, at the same time, there's this fan perception.
Sure, no, that makes good sense. And I mean, your individual brands, it's your business. It's your business.
100%. I got Bulletproof Troop LLC. It is my business.
Yeah, which is fucking cool shit, man. Give us a story of a time that you guys were wrestling and it didn't go as planned. Like somebody got injured, you got fucked up or something.
So I haven't had any of those yet in the ring. I've only been doing pro wrestling now for about 30 months. So I'm relatively new to pro wrestling.
Okay.
I haven't had that happen to me yet. I've had a guy forget everything in the match and walks up to me at the beginning and goes, put me in a headlock. I'm like, this motherfucker. Had to walk him through the whole match. And he's like multiple years in. And at this point in time, I'm like, fuck, probably less than a year in. And I had to talk him, walk him through the whole match. Didn't remember anything. And I'm like, this motherfucker.
It's got to be intimidating, right?
That's cool.
At first, getting into it and like trying to.
When you I remember when I first started, like going out to going to training went bad. I like that, but I remember like the first, when I first started, the first year I wrestled, the second year, like the butterflies in your skin, you already go out of the curtain, and it's like it's just like, I'm wearing a mask. I'm dressed up like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what the fuck? Oh my God! Like, am I going to embarrass myself? Like, you start having those thoughts, the negative thoughts.
It's a big pressure situation.
The pressure.
You come to the curtain, everyone's looking at you.
Oh my
You gotta
God.
be super on. And like that's what happened to the guy. He came out, did this whole thing, and he's like, oh fuck, I don't remember anything now. Like,
Oh,
but
shit.
it's a big
The
pressure
adrenaline
moment.
rush.
Yeah, everyone's looking at you, when
But
you
that's
walk right now. Yeah.
got to be a fucking
It
rush,
exactly-
though, right?
Yeah.
If you fuck up
Absolutely.
too, everyone's looking at you.
Yeah.
No one misses it. No one will miss
Damn.
it.
No,
But one of the
unless a
crazy things about that
second of
too is if you fuck up, most of the time the only people who know you fucked up are you and the guy in the ring. If you can play it
Yeah.
right and play it off, nobody knows what the fuck happened because they don't know everything
they
that's
don't
been
know.
planned. But you and your guy might fucking know.
That's funny.
Ashley, let me ask you something. Was your boyfriend a little nervous today that you were going to be around these fucking
Yeah, that's
big...
why he didn't show up. He said, drop me off at my car before you go. He was nervous. Yeah, he was.
You got fucking big, gigantic,
he's a puss, yeah.
fucking jack dudes right
Yeah,
here, man.
I could probably be
There's
the
a whole
shadow
bunch of
Ryan,
men in
yeah.
this room right now.
Yeah, I probably could. I used to try to wrestle when I was a kid. I had a wrestling name and everything.
What was your wrestling name?
The Fruit Lady. I thought I was a Chiquita Banana woman, evidently, and I'd come out and beat the shit out of my brother with a towel on my head, and yeah, that was my
Is
wrestling.
there a photo proof of this anywhere? I'd love to see this.
Probably, but like I sent you, I liked karate. I did karate, so I was in the paper for karate and things like that. And I beat the shit out of some kid on the bus, and then they took me out of it like a man. I beat this kid up, like crying to death, broke his glasses and shit. And they're like, "Okay, no, Ashley.
Give me that. Give me
Enough.
the backstory on that.
He called me the C word, and it was this guy on the bus that, he called me Cat for my last name. And I was like, oh, hells to the never on this kid. So I literally laid him out on the bus. I was giving him chest compressions, and literally my dad's like, okay, get this girl, she's good now. She knows her karate shit. Get her out, we're good.
C-T-R.
You like that shit? No. So, yeah. And I always watched wrestling forever. So I was like, I thought I was like, that bitch. So always.
The Fruta lady.
Yeah, the Fruta lady. Yeah, to come out and my brother, my whole family knows. Everyone. I always brought this up. They never believed me. My brother's like, oh no, that bitch. Yeah. If I sent him the Chiquita Banana picture, he knows. I go, who is this? He's like, you. Yeah.
What got Billy Corgan into wrestling?
He's always been Billy Corgan's a lifelong wrestling fan.
And he's like a history of wrestling fan. He's a massive, massive wrestling fan. And not just he enjoys watching the history, and he's very knowledgeable about things going very, very far back. And that's part of the reason why he has the National Wrestling Alliance, which in my opinion is the biggest legacy of any wrestling organization. The WWE used to be a part of the NWA.
Right. It's been around long.
I remember the NWA.
Right?
So long,
It's the
in like the
longest
60s or 70s, they got hit by for being a monopoly within the wrestling world, which they absolutely were if you look back at some of the business practices of the National Wrestling Alliance. Now it's a single brand. Before it used to be an alliance of a bunch of different companies, which were territories, the National Wrestling Alliance of all the different territories where these dudes had a stranglehold on the professional wrestling world, and they owned certain areas. And if anybody tried to have shows in those areas, they'd send them talent from all over the place to shut them down. And
Oh, wow.
it was very monopoly-esque and almost mafioso.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like I said, got hit by antitrust laws for being a monopoly. Once television came out, which was a drastic change in the professional wrestling landscape, because now you can take over people's territories. You have a weekly show in a city or in a state where people are able to watch that, and if you watch it on TV, now it almost has a bigger, more grand appearance to the audience than a local show. And Vince McMahon basically took over professional wrestling, utilizing television. All the National Wrestling Alliance people kind of came together to create WCW, and now you're talking about the big powerhouse WWE against everybody else with WCW.
Yeah.
But Billy Corgan has done a really good job the last couple of years of putting NWA on the map. I mean, it's really...
Yeah, but as a fan, there's like some kind of like nostalgia with the NWA. Like, think about the people that held that belt. Like Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Harley Race,
there's
Luke
so many-
Dez, like
There's a lot of them.
a list of
All
just
legends.
major names, especially if you're in the know for professional wrestling. And another thing about it, where I think Billy Corgan tries to have more of an old school wrestling type presentation in terms of what guys are doing in the ring. Nowadays, like, there's different flavors. I'm not mad at that. But most of it, in my opinion, is a talent show with very little storytelling inside of the ring. Billy Corgan likes to have big dudes, that are coming in like smashing on each other, but not crazy flipping. Like, you might see some flips, but it's big dudes coming in and wrestling and having storylines.
Right. What's like, what are the goals? I mean, what's like the absolute peak of Mount Olympus? Like, if you had it your way, what do you work towards? You know what I mean?
Like, I never had, like, the ambition of getting into the WWE. That's normally what every people want to do. I was a little older, plus, like, I was more on the, I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to travel, I would work in other countries. Because, like, wrestling isn't, wrestling in New York isn't like wrestling in California. They're different. Wrestling in America is not like wrestling in Mexico. They're completely different. You know, Japan's completely different. It's different. It's like how everything's put together, how they move, and it's like, it's almost like, the best way I could describe it would be like pro wrestling in general is like kung fu. And what I mean by that is there's like 200 different styles of kung fu.
So, will you, like, before you go into a match, talk with the opponent and, like, kind of come up with some conceptual ideas about what you want to do? Or is it just, like,
100%.
fucking
So
improv?
the big thing about matches is building moments and trying to tell a story within the match, however long. Maybe you have 10 minutes to tell a story. Maybe you have 5 matches to tell a story. But building moments which get an emotional investment out of people. Because if you're just doing cool shit the whole time, fireworks shows are fun, but how much do you remember from them?
Right.
You know, versus you watch, like, and this is a big thing I see with, like, movies now. I feel like you have a much heavier emphasis on fireworks than storylines. You watch, hey, a bunch of cool shit, fight scene, blah, 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 and then the movie's over.
How about groupies? Do you have fucking groupies?
So professional wrestling, we don't call them groupies. We call them ring rats.
Yeah, the ring rat.
Ring rats.
Ring
I like
rats.
that name. Tell me about some ring rats.
I don't talk to them.
I love that. Again,
Love
I
it.
plead the fifth.
Do you at least wave to them? Like, give
I
them
take
some
it
kind
for
of,
a
like,
minute.
attention?
So there's one show that I always take this girl home, and I usually will come out with a hot chick or two. I call them my bombshells, and like 5 shows in a row, or the show would run once a month, and I like 5 shows in a row. I took 2 girls home. I brought a girl for a bombshell, and then I pulled the ring around. We went home.
The
like,
ring rat.
It's fucking amazing.
It's fucking great.
How do our few listeners... We've actually have some people like us lately. It's pretty cool. I'm having a good time with this. But how do our listeners find you guys?
You can find me at Bulletproof Troop on Instagram or
guarantee
at
you're gonna
Big
get
Troop
comments.
22
Why
on
is
Twitter or
Steven actually
X,
sitting there
Snapchat,
like-
or
Together.
go over to
Are they dating each other?
bulletprooftroop.com. Pick yourself up some
It'd
swag.
be good
You
for
can also
drama.
find me regularly on the Fubo Sports Network doing analyst work for Lights Out Extreme Fighting, or regularly on the Bally Sports Networks throughout the country. This week, actually, I'll be on TV on the Bally Sports Network for 125 hours around the country.
Jesus.
Wow, very
62
cool.
replays of my last broadcast.
That's awesome.
So you can find me all over the place. Just turn your TV on.
You're a good fucking talker, man. Now, what do you when you get up and you're wrestling, you know, do you get up there and you're like, hey, motherfucker, I'm going to, right?
So unfortunately, thus far in my career, I have had a manager / kind of mouthpiece, a person who talks for me, but I can absolutely talk into microphones.
How come you don't do it? I mean, you're fucking probably better, you know?
Because you kind of get brought into opportunities sometimes, particularly with bigger shows.
Little politics.
Someone brings you in, and my coach is my mouthpiece / manager who brought me into the NWA, and so they coupled us together. We kind of had a big build-up. I had another guy in our little group. He split. Him and I had a little feud for a season on the show, and then now me and my coach will potentially eventually have a feud. I can't go into details about things that have not aired yet.
Love
but
that.
Very cool. Super Beast, how do we find you, man?
IG, it's I am the Super Beast. Pretty easy.
Perfect.
Other than that, I mean, I just wrestle. I gotta be in Oklahoma, then I gotta be. I gotta check my schedule. I bounce around a lot. I got stuff in Mexico.
You don't even know, right? You just
I
like,
just
you're like,
wake
where
up
am I
and
today?
I pick up my phone, I look at my calendar, and I know where I gotta be. I gotta catch this flight.
Wow.
Go here, then I gotta go pack. And
Like, where were you at? You got home for like a day and then came here. You were just somewhere out of state.
Oh yeah, I was in Cleveland.
That's one thing about Super Beast. He travels everywhere, all over the
No,
country
no.
and all over the world, which it's really
Wow.
hard to break outside of the bubbles when you're talking about the city or like a region, a country. And he has gone everywhere and done it all, which it's tough to do, to break out of the bubbles. And especially the bigger the bubbles get, almost the harder to break out of them. Wrestling International and being able to work with people, you don't even speak the same language.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's yeah.
That's I mean, it's fucking talent and skill to be able
International
to,
language of ass
It is
kicking.
talent skill.
you know.
Dude's gourmet.
Yeah.
It was some good shit, man.
Just saying.
No, it is good shit.
Have you guys ever fought each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we did. We did it one of
Oh,
my
yeah, we
shows in
did.
Las Vegas.
Who ended up winning? Who won?
Who do you think won?
I'm not fucking saying nothing, man. I'm
saying
fucking
shit.
Who do you think won? What's your name again?
Ashley.
Ashley.
Christina.
Ashley.
That's Christina.
Christina,
That's
I'm Ashley.
Who do you think would win in a fight, me or the Super Beast? Oh, I don't know. Who do you want to spot for who? And you're already undefeated. You can run out after you say it if you're scared.
Probably you, I think.
He's a Disney fan. He's like us.
Definitely
She's
you.
like us.
These guns
Yeah.
don't come with safety, girl.
Yeah.
Locked, cocked, and ready to rock. But, I mean, like, come on, give it to us.
Love it.
Who do you think won?
I'm gonna say Super Beast. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just, you know,
Ah, fuck him up.
I can't see his
got you.
eyes, so you know what I mean.
can't
It
see
makes me a
his
little
eyes.
nervous.
What do you think?
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
She looked at Super Beast. She's not Super
Beat the
Beast.
shit out of one of these guys. I don't
Steve,
know.
what do you think?
I don't think it was a fucking cakewalk, but I think maybe you got the edge over him.
I'll tell you this much.
Because
It was-
he's quiet.
I think Tommy.
It's hard to fucking.
win.
It's hard to really gauge him.
So, dude, you don't know that him and I have had a match. What do you think?
I think it was a barn burner, and I think that you can find it on what channel?
So it absolutely wasn't.
Dark Arts Entertainment. Dark Arts Entertainment YouTube channel. You can look up Blake Troop
It
versus the
absolutely-
Super Beast. You can figure it out.
That's awesome. That's
love
cool.
I'll fill y'all in, but y'all should go watch it because it was an incredible barn burner match as described by the dude. And it went to a time limit draw. We were scrapping,
Nice.
beating each other up back and
That,
forth.
I want to see that.
That's fun.
That's cool, man.
And went to a time limit draw. We're both working for submissions towards the end, and the bell rings, and it's the end of the match.
So it was a draw?
So he's the champion, and so there's a time limit set in the match, and we scrapped all the way until the time ended. So there wasn't necessarily a winner. We both got licks in on each other and
It was fun.
kicked each
That's
other's
awesome.
ass.
That's cool.
But you have a certain level of respect for somebody. I
That's
think in
gotta be a
war with
bond.
them.
Yeah.
And that was the
100%.
last time I partied. That's the last time
Love
I went out
that.
partying and drink. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm going to bed like an old guy," but the one time I didn't was that night.
That one
That
night.
night,
That's the kind of party that I do.
yeah, we
Be
went-
good or be good at
and
it.
we ended up we ran Vegas into the dirt
great.
over the next
Oh, it's
36
great.
hours.
You did too in a few weeks ago. Yeah.
You guys are fucking. Thanks for coming here, man. This is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
It-
great. Thank
this
you.
It's fun for us because we live in a little taco bubble up here, and you know it's nice to kind of see different things. You know,
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
appreciate
We
you
all live
coming here. We
we all
gotta
live in a
fucking
bubble. I
get
live
you
in a
guys
bubble.
fucking drunk and feed the shit out of them with Dudes Gourmet, of course.
Should have us a little more drunk before the podcast. It would have been that much more fun.
I don't drink. I just smoke weed.
Well,
Same.
I
And
hope
eat
the
mushrooms.
next time you guys are in
And I
town.
do steroids.
See, I don't drink. I don't smoke anymore, but I also don't smoke any less.
Hopefully, if you guys are in town during the summer, we can really fucking give you a good hoo-ha down here. Because this place is great during the summer. I'm just waiting for Mother Nature to get her shit together. Can one of you guys beat the fuck out of that cunt, by the way, Mother Nature? Oh,
Oh, she's
is
been
that a bad
terrible.
word, cunt?
Cunt? Nah.
No? Twat?
Just don't say it to Chiquita Banana over here.
I would
Yeah,
never.
I might have
Because
to whip
she'll
your
go with her
ass.
brother's
I may
ass.
have to whip your
That's
ass.
Don't call the Fruta lady a cunt.
I love Ashley. She's my favorite.
Maybe we should get Charlie and Peter in here to have.
Oh, I would love to
Ding, ding,
fucking have a fucking battle royale with my fucking landlord and his
Let's
Great.
this table. What's thick? It's
His
suck
little-
for them, but we could do it.
fucking lapdog that
I love
barks
that.
around
You
here.
just gotta get enough
Whoops.
momentum, it'll break.
Fantastic.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, fucking thanks, man. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
If you like what you hear, fucking share, you fucking jerk offs, right?
I like the page
Hey, where did
too.
Steve talk him?
Yeah, really.
Everybody, thank you for joining us. Steve, fucking Ashley, Super
you.
Beast, Blake Troop, Tom. God bless
dude,
you
the
all.
dude's
Have a
for
good,
me.
have a fucking happy Easter. Fucking for the love of God. Hopefully he's good to us. Thank you, everybody. Happy hunting. Cheers.